Start the prayers. Yes. Let's start the prayers. Om. 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 Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananamahर्निशम् Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Ya Shraddha Dharana Medha Vagdevi Vidhivallabha Bhakta Jihvagra Sadana Shamadhi Gunadayini Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Vashishtante Vasadrishigane Rapritam Brahmanishtaih Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmutram Anandamurtim Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam Chinamurtimide Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Pasnishtaya Namo Namaha Yam Pravrajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraha Katara Juhava Eti Tanmayataya Tarobhinedu Tam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Smriti Purananamayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Yaptam Jagatyena Chidatma Bhavat Rajva Yatha Hi Characharam Yat Sanyasya Sarvam Cha Sadatma Bhave Vayam Samastam Cha Babhuvayastu Nissanga Nirmukti Padam Prapadya Brahmatma Bhavena Virajito Yah Shri Saumyakashisha Maheshwaraya Tasmai Namaswami Tapovanaya Samastha Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidwaram Vande Tejomayam Nityam Gurum Jnana Prabhakaram Yastaika Kirana Deva Nashta Vidyatamah Sada Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarataschaर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्म प्रोज्झित कैटवोत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु पदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः विस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं रसिकाः भावुकाः वंशीविभूषितकरात् नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलाधरुष्टात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखादरविन्दनेत्रात् नात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। ॐ नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय। Hari Om. Welcome to our final session of Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavatam. In this canto, we have been seeing that the focus is on the four Purusharthas. Each story describes one of the four Purusharthas. The story of Daksha taught us about Dharma. The story of Dhruva taught us about Artha. How if we have a connection to the divine, all wealth, whether it is the gross wealth or wealth in the form of learning, wealth in the form of fame, in the form of relationships, all our wealth and possessions have meaning when we have that connection. Without that, if it just becomes a means of fattening the ego, then that artha becomes anartha. It becomes a source of disaster and danger. But the same thing, so we see in the case of Uttanapada, that he was besotted with his relationships, his status, and therefore he was unable to take care of Dhruva, his own son, properly. Whereas Dhruva, who had first established himself in that strong relationship with divinity, was then able to live his life in such a way that he had all the other things and had a healthy, normal, beautiful relationship with them. And they did not harm him, they only blessed him. That artha, which is connected to Bhagavan, blesses us. That artha, without the connection to Bhagavan, becomes a source of danger. Okay. Today we will look at now Kama and Moksha. So Dhruva had, I think, 2 or 3 sons. The oldest son, his name was Uttala. He was from birth a jnani. He didn't have a lot of drama in his life. He didn't have a story like Dhruva. His story is just told in 1 or 2 shlokas here, hidden in one corner of Bhagavatam. He was just forever absorbed in the Atma alone. And he did not want any of this business of governing the country or this and that. So he behaved like a madman. Sometimes he would laugh, sometimes he would cry, he would roll on the floor, he would jump around, start singing, start dancing. So after Dhruva, they felt it was not appropriate to make him the king. They left him to his reveling. And Dhruva's younger son was made the king. His name was Vatsara. Vatsara was made the king. Now that parampara continues, and Bhagavatam lists generation after generation after generation. This one married that one, they had so many children, etc. I have already talked about how these things are to be interpreted symbolically as qualities, and when these qualities come together, what results from it. Now, in this parampara of Uttanapada through Dhruva, through Vatsara, now we come to a king named Anga, who was a very good king. People were happy, and he did a lot of good for the country. He took care of everyone well. He also did a lot of dharmic activities, did a lot of yagas, etc. So everything was fine, but there was only one problem. He didn't have any children. He tried a lot of different things, but nothing worked. So finally, he called the rishis in the forest nearby and asked their advice. The rishis said, Raja Anga, you are very good. Everything you do in this life is very correct and perfect. You are following your dharma exactly. But there is some papa from a past life, which is coming in the way, and because of that, you are not able to have children in this life. So you have to overcome that papa. For that, you do a putra kamishtiya. Then that papa also will be removed, and you'll be blessed with a child. Then okay, let us do. They did a grand putra kamishtiya. After Dasharatha, he is the only one who was done. In fact, before Dasharatha, we hear of only these two examples. Now, Dasharatha had children like Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. But it doesn't have to be like that. Just because the parents are good, the children don't have to be very fantastic. In the same way, just because a parent is like Hiranyakashipu, still Prahlada can be born from it. So there's no hard and fast rule like that. So this Raja Anga's son, we don't even know his name. He came to be known only as Vena. Vena means cruel or terrible. That's what the name people started calling. That was the name that they started calling him because of his behavior. He started off with things like, grabbing babies and throwing them into the well, cruelty to animals, beating up people. And from there, he escalated to various other crimes. That king was frustrated because every day complaints were coming in. Every affair that was registered in the kingdom was in the name of Vena. What can the king do? He got frustrated. But remember, he's in the parampara of Dhruva. He's in the parampara of Suniti. So the thought came to him at that time, Kadapatyam varam manye. It is good that I have a bad child. No, because if I had a very good son who was very honest and very righteous and all that, I would have become so attached. Now see, I've become disgusted with life itself. Total vairagya. That same night, the king left incognito. He left the palace and ran away. He didn't hand over. He didn't even take formal sashas and nothing. He just ran in the middle of the night. In case somebody catches him and brings him back, he left. Now, with the king also gone, there was no check on his behavior. Vena's atrocities grew. But also with the king gone, law enforcement was not there. Therefore, all the criminal elements in the society started to raise their heads and started troubling people a lot. So finally, the minister said something has to be done. We need a leader. So they called the rishis and asked them what to do. The rishi said, well, the king's son is there, make him the king. That is the next step. Let us see what happens after that. So they made Vena the king. Now, what happened? He immediately suppressed all the criminal elements. None of them could raise their head. But he alone was equal to all of them squared. So he had a reign of terror. He used to go all over the kingdom checking if anybody is doing any spiritual activity, they'll be thrashed. No yagyagas, no puja, no bhajana, nothing. See, at least Hiranyakashipu said, you worship me. Vena didn't say that. He said, you don't worship anybody. That's why his example is taken as one person who did not get mukti. Hiranyakashipu got mukti after criticizing Bhagavan. Why? Because he was criticizing Bhagavan. This guy was not even criticizing Bhagavan. He was not accepting that there is something called Bhagavan at all. So even that one excuse that Bhagavan could make to free him, that also he didn't give. And he was really bad. And when he started torturing everybody in this way, again the ministers went and spoke to the rishis. And the rishis also knew. So with one humkara, he was dead. The rishis cursed him and he was struck dead. Now back to the same situation. Again, those criminals came, they started doing all that. This public was, totally frustrated because either this Vena or the rest of the criminals, somebody or other is constantly harassing us. So again, they consulted the rishis. The rishis said, okay, we'll try one thing. We'll take this Vena's body and we'll do some the special rituals and remove all the Papa Amsha from it. And with the Punya Amsha, we will create one new person. Okay. Imagine something like cloning in today's terminology, with a little bit of gene editing to remove all the papas and all that, and then clone him. But they made two, a male and a female. So as a couple, they were born. The male was named Prithu and the female was named Archi. They were married. That is their avatara of Narayana and Lakshmi Devi. Now, as soon as when that Raja Prithu was coronated, everybody was so happy that finally somebody has come who is going to give us good governance, who's going to get rid of all the criminal elements and make our lives peaceful and comfortable again. In that hope, everybody came to the coronation. All the devatas came. Bhagavan Narayana himself gave his discus, his chakra to serve Raja Prithu. Lord Shiva gave a sword. Devi gave a shield. Brahmaji gave a armor. Like that, everybody, all the devatas gifted something or other. And then all these poets were there, no, court poets, bandis. They all came because they had been under the under pain of death, had to every day come up with new poems in praise of Raja Ved. So they thought, habit, no, we should. So they went and they started praising Raja Prithu like anything. Oh, you are great, you are the greatest, you are this, you are that, equal to God, greater than God, something. And they were going on. Raja Prithu said, stop. Today is my inauguration day. I have not even taken office yet. Already you're praising me like this. It is, I have not shown any good qualities deserving of this kind of praise. That itself is such a great praiseworthy quality that he said that. So he said, see, people like you are the reason why people like me fall. Because you just keep saying you are this, you are so great, you are this, you are that, at 85, and finally it goes to our head, and then we don't know what we are doing after that under the control of our ego. So stop it. Then those people felt bad. They said, no, what will we do? Because it is our dharma to sing the king's praises and it is our livelihood. If he tells us don't do that, what can we do? So they asked the rishi. Everybody went and asked the rishis only in the kingdom. Google of that time. So they asked the rishis. The rishi said, you sang it in present tense, no? The same thing you sing in future tense. Okay. So he will be very great. He will govern the country beautifully. He will be equal to Indra. He will be greater than, he will be this and he will be that. Raja Prithu said, thank you very much for your blessings. And he gave them all dakshina and everything and sent them on their way and started to rule the country. Now, the first problem he found was Mother Earth had become barren. None of the resources of the earth were being made available to the people. They were starving. There was a drought. Everybody was suffering. So he said, how dare Mother Earth do this? And he took his bow and arrow and started chasing her. Mother Earth had taken the form of a cow and he started chasing her. And she said, sorry, don't kill me. But Vena was so terrible. And to protect myself from him, I withdrew everything. Now you have come, I can give. But for me to give, certain conditions are required. Like a cow has to give milk. Two things are required to collect milk from a cow. One, a calf has to be there. And second, a receptacle, a patram has to be there. A vessel, a suitable vessel to collect the milk. So whoever needs anything, Mother Earth said, let them bring that vatsa and let them bring the patra. Let them bring the right person forward, the best among them. Let them bring the suitable vessel and I will give in plenty. So each being brought. The Devatas put forth Indra as the vatsa and in a golden pot, they collected Amritam and went. Asuras, they put Prahlada as the vatsa. And you know what they got? 80-year-old aged Scotch whiskey in an iron bottle. Very happy. They took it and went. Like that. The snakes put Vasuki and they got poisoned. Each one, I don't remember what was the vessel they used, but they got poisoned. Then, like that, each being got whatever they wanted by putting forward the best among them and offering a suitable container. So, what do we learn from this? If we have karma, if I'm giving benefit of doubt, then to attain that karma, what do we have to do? We have to put forth the best in us, right? Whether as an individual or collectively, we have to put forth the best in us in a way that will yield results. If I want to be a medical student, I have to put forth my best in studying biology, not mechanical engineering. If I want to have an environment that is clean and pure, I should put forth an environmentalist in a position of leadership, not somebody who is from the coal industry. Right? Same way. So this is the Vatsa. And then the vessel. So we have to be the suitable partner. We have to be fit, capable of receiving that. We have to be deserving of it. Right? So if I want to, again, I want to become a doctor, I also have to have that compassion, that desire to heal and care for others. If my only desire is for money and success and fame, then I would make a very bad doctor. Right? And if we want, again, clean, beautiful environment, a pure place without, and then we litter wherever we go. And we drive inefficient cars that belch out smoke all the time. And we never switch off the fans and lights. How are we going to have anything that we want? So we have to become fitting. I'm telling myself this because I tend to forget to switch off the fans and lights. So don't give me the truth. So this is for Kama Purusha. Now, this Raja Prithu ruled beautifully. And then he started doing this Yajna Yagas. First, he was also the first one to organize the human settlements into villages, towns, cities, and accordingly provide the necessary infrastructure, etc. All this was his work. So he did all those things first, settled everybody. Then he started doing his Yajna Yagas. No, he did. His goal was 100 Ashwamedha Yagas. He did 99. The 100th one had started. Now the thing is, as per constitution, if you complete 100 Ashwamedha Yagas, you will become the next Indra. So that Indra, who was already there, became insecure that this guy is going to take my post. So during the 100th Yaga, he came and stole away the horse. In the form of a sannyasi, he came and stole the horse. Atri Rishi was conducting the Yaga. He told Raja Prithu's son, the king cannot go because he has taken the vow to sit there as for the Yagya. So he told the prince, go and kill that fellow. He's stealing the horse. The prince ran after him, but he saw this guy, Swamiji, and all I cannot kill. So he left him. Again, they tried. Like this, so many times they tried. Each time Indra kept stealing the horse. Finally, Raja Prithu said, I'll only take care of him. Atri Rishi said, no, that also is not allowed. We'll do one thing. I'll chant one mantra to invoke Indra and force him to come here. When he comes here, I'll offer him only as Ahuti in to destroy every technique. Okay, let us do that. They started doing it. Brahmaji came and what are you doing? The purpose of Yajna is to worship the Devatas, and you're planning to use it to offer those Devatas only. So, does it make any sense? You stop at 99. What is the need for 100 yajnas for you and becoming Indra and all that? You are such a great person, Prithu. You are such a jnani, you are a wise person. Leave it to that Indra wants his position. Let him keep it. Why do you unnecessarily make him also feel insecure and create all these problems? The Prithu said, okay, let us end this yajna here. So they all went, took the Avabrita Snanam, came back to eat the prasadam and all that. And Bhagavan Narayana came. And I'm so pleased with you because everybody does actions and does karma to get this or that. but you are doing everything you do selflessly. You're taking care of the desires of all people, and your desire is only to serve others. Your desire is to fulfill the desires of others. In their fulfillment, you find your fulfillment. This is the secret of karma. The joy, the only reliable joy in this world is the joy of giving happiness to others. You have mastered that art, so I am very, very pleased with you. Ask whatever boon you want. Whatever boon you want, I'll give you. Now, see what Raja Puruthu says is very, very interesting here. Just share the. न कामयेनाथ तदप्यहं क्वचित् न यत्र युष्मच्चरणाम्बुजासवः महत्तमान्तर्हृदयान्मुखच्युतो विधत्स्व कर्णायुतमेष मे वरः. Bhagavan, actually, people ask you all sorts of things. These boons, money and power and all this is available everywhere. Even in hell, it's available. The fellow who's getting roasted at 100 degrees will feel superior to the fellow who is being roasted at 110 degrees because he is more comfortable. And if one little gust of wind comes and cools them off, that. So even in hell, all this is available. What? So I'm not going to ask you for any boons. After all, you are Kaivalyapati, you can give even moksha. But na kame nath tadapyaham. I'm not asking you even for moksha or anything else where na yatra yushma charanambujasana. See, if I take moksha, now I'll become one with you. I'll just merge into you. There will be only Brahman, Atma everywhere. This form will not be there. And I will not be able to do Pada Puja. I will not be able to talk to you, look into your eyes. I will not be able to hear your katha. Mahattamantar hridayan mukhachyuto vidhatsa karnayutameshami vara. So if you want to give me a vara, give me this vara. That I should have karnayutam 1,000 years in order to hear the words flowing from the hearts of the Mahatmas and dripping from them. The nectar of their anubhava crystallized into words. I want to drink that. For that, me 1,000 years, 2 years, 20 years, not enough. Thousands of years, because so many Mahatmas, so many beautiful thoughts, so much satsang. Also, the joy of Shravana is that much more when you listen with a crowd, with a group, and everybody enjoying it together. Then that joy is also much more, therefore, also thousands of years. Let me hear and enjoy through the years of everybody. This is the vara I want. And he says, but Varmayayadha Jana Isha Khandito Yadantyadashastarithatmano Buddha Yatha Chared Balahitam Pita Swayam Tatha Tvamevarhasinas Samihitum. He says, Bhagwan, this is, since you're asking me, I'm saying, but actually, it's not very right of you to ask. Because we are all under the power of Maya. Our brain doesn't work. Khandita. Ritatmana. We ask for all sorts of things other than Atma. So, Bhagwan, you are like our father. You are Pita. So, a father will not ask the child what they need before giving it. The father knows what that child needs and gives it to that child, whether they like it or not. They know, okay, he has to go to school. Then he's not going to, do you want to go to school tomorrow? No? Okay, you stay at home to watch TV. No. Have to go, you have to go to school. And when there is some new movie that the child will enjoy, he doesn't wait for the child to ask. He'll book the tickets and surprise him with it. That is the joy of being a father. No? So you be like a father. Whatever we need, you think you give us. You know better. Please don't ask us, give us this option. Now, Bhagwan was even more pleased. He said, now, Prithu, you continue doing whatever it is you are doing. And you one day will meet the Sanat Kumaras and they will give you knowledge. And with that, you will be liberated. And the same happened. Raja Prithu continued. Not only did he run the kingdom beautifully, he taught whatever he knew to the people also. He spread the teachings of Vedanta. And then when the time came, the Sanat Kumaras came blessed with knowledge and he was liberated. Okay. Charitram over. Now, again we see more the parampara continue. Prithu's son, grandson, etc. And in that parampara, there was one king named Barhishma. He got the name Prachina Barhi, right? Because all the way to the eastern horizon, he covered it with the kusha grass used for doing yagyas. That many yagyas he used to do. And not yagya, only yagas. All of them non-vegetarian. Any cow or buffalo was not safe for me. Not cow, but buffalo, goat, whatever, everything. The first thing you will see, remember, is okay, Swaha, tight, let us start the procedure. So, this was becoming too much. Now, meanwhile, I have to tell you about his sons. He had 10 sons. They were called the Prachetasas. They were very good. He had said, you have to do the work of, spreading creation, have a lot of children and all that. So they said, okay, we'll go and do tapas. Because we need to do tapas to have good children. So they said, we are going to do 10,000 years of tapas underwater. Because somebody may come and disturb outside. Underwater. Okay. On the way, they meet Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva instructs them the beautiful teaching called Rudra Gita, which I will leave to you to study as non-detailed. It's a lovely stotram. It starts with describing Bhagavan in the form, then moves to the non-dual form and gives a lot of upasanas. Lovely stotra. Lord Shiva instructs them. The Prachetas has go and do their tapas. Let them do their tapas. Come back to their father. Prachinabar. He is still busy cutting up animals. So Narada Muni thought something has to be done. This is getting a little out of hand. They went to. He said, Barhi, just look up. No, up. What is there? Up clouds will be there. Just look. He looked up. From the clouds, he could see thousands of animals looking down at him. Narada's Maya. What are all these animals? These are the animals that you have sacrificed. They are waiting for you. The moment you leave this body, they are waiting for you in the next world to take their revenge. They have been sharpening their horns and all that, teeth, everything, they are ready. Be prepared. Then Prachinabar got scared. He said, what should I do? I thought whatever I was doing is dharma. Now you're telling me I'm going to be punished for that. So what do I do? He said, Arey, you need to have knowledge. Knowledge, what is that? Yeah. Okay, let me explain at your level. I'll tell you a story. Okay, he sat down, finished. Once upon a time, there was a king named Puranjana. He was a king, but he didn't have a kingdom. He was looking for a place to establish a kingdom. So he was roaming around everywhere with his friend. His friend's name was Avijnata. And they were roaming everywhere. And one day he found one beautiful city with 9 gates. Gorgeous city with your gardens and fountains and waterfalls and everything comfortable that you need to live happily. He entered the city. He thought, I'll make this my capital. And there he saw one beautiful woman with a snake. The snake was around her guarding her. He went, who are you? Where do you come from? Which is your family? What is your Kula, Gotra, Nakshatra and all? We check the horoscope. She said, why all these formalities? You like me, no? I like you also. I don't know who I am, where I've come from and all. I have no idea at all. You like me, I like you. You want to get married? Chalo. All right. They start living together. And they live together very happily. He loves her very much. She also loves him very much. And his attachment to her became so great that whatever she did, he also did. क्वचित् पिबन्त्यां पिबति क्वचित् पिबन्त्यां पिबति मदिरा मतविह्वलः अश्नन्त्यां क्वचिदश्नाति जक्षत्यां सह जक्षति क्वचित् गायति गायन्त्यां रुदत्यां रुदति क्वचित् हसन्त्यां हसति जल्पन्त्याम् अनुजल्पति क्वचित् धावति धावन्त्यां तिष्ठन्त्याम् अनुतिष्ठति अनुचेते शयानायाम् अन्वास्ते क्वचिदासतीं क्वचित् शृणोति शृण्वन्त्यां पश्यन्त्याम् अनुपश्यति क्वचित् जिघ्रति जिघ्रन्त्यां स्पृशन्त्यां स्पृशति क्वचित् क्वचित् शोचतीं जायाम् अनुशोचति दीनवत् अनुहृष्यति हृष्यन्त्याम् उदिताम् अनुमोदते. So if sometimes she used to get drunk, then he also used to get drunk with her. He used to eat all the side dish and all that. He also used to eat with her. She used to sing. He also used to sing. She used to dance. He also used to dance. She used to laugh. He also used to laugh. When she would run, he would also run. When she stops, he would also stop. When she lies down, he'll also lie down. And when she sits down, he'll also sit down. When she's listening, he is also listening. When she's looking, he's also looking in the same place. When she's smelling something, he also smells it. When she touches something, he also touches it. When she is sad, he is sad. When she's happy, he's happy. When she is bored, he's bored. When she is tired, he is tired. Whatever was happening to her, he felt was happening to him. Now they were living happily for a while. Then one day a Gandharva named Chandavega came and attacked. And uh, that Chandavega started to destroy all the armies of this Ranjana. That snake went and fought valiantly, but it was old and it could not defend them for very long. Soon the Chandavegas laid waste to the city. And Anjana was thinking, what will happen to my wife? Poor thing. How will she survive? She cannot manage alone. I am everything for her. Thinking like this, the Chandavega came and killed him. And because he died thinking of a woman, he was born as a woman in the next life. He was born as a princess in the Pandya kingdom. And there she was married to a king. That king was very spiritual, very noble person, and he lived a good life. He governed the kingdom well. One day he finally handed over the kingdom to his children and took her and retired to the forest. There they did a lot of tapas, and he attained jnana and left his body. Now when that king left his body, this our heroine started crying like anything, beating her head and crying. At that time, one man came. He said, "Do you recognize me? I'm your friend Avijnata." "I don't recognize you." "I'm your friend from lifetimes on end. And I'm here to tell you, we started from the same place, you and I. And today you are here crying. I am at peace. Why? Natvam vidharba duhita nayam veera suprittava napatistam puranjanya vruddho navamukheya." The thing is, the truth that your husband realized is, you are not the daughter of the Vidarbha kingdom. This person that you think is your beloved is not your beloved. Nor were you Puranjana in your past life, who was under the spell of his wife. Maya hyesha maya srishta yat mam samstriyam satim manyase no bhayam yatvai hamsau pashyavayorgatim pashyavayorgatim. This is all a play of Maya. Today you identify as a man, tomorrow as a woman, day after tomorrow as non-binary or as trans. All these are body identification, but your body keeps changing. That body is not you. You are something greater than that. That is what the wise people know. Please understand. Aham bhavan chanyastvam tvamevaham vichakshvabho. Nanau pashyanti kavayoho chitram jatu managapi. I am you, you are me. There is no difference between us. We are one, and those who are wise don't see the slightest difference between managapi, not even as a thought, not even the space of a thought is the distance. Narada says, did you understand the story? Prachina Barhi said, understand. No, it is a nice story, but there's some meaning also there. Of course, there's a meaning. There's no another 5 chapters. I have to tell the meaning. Okay. This Puranjana is the Jiva. You are Puranjana. You and I are Puranjana. As Jivas, we are wandering around for a suitable body in which to live out our desires. There we find the human form. Navatwara Puri, the human form with 9 gates. What are the 9 gates? 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, mouth, 2 ears, other 2 downstairs. Okay. So those are the 9 gates. And you enter there. There's a beautiful woman. That woman is the mind. So whenever the mind is happy, we are happy. Whenever it is sad, we are sad. Whenever it is running, we are running. Whenever it's sitting, we are sitting. Whenever it is drunk, we are drunk. Whenever it's dancing, we are dancing. Whenever it's singing, we are singing. Everything that the mind does, I am doing. I don't see any difference between me and the mind. But then, Chandavega, time attacks. The snake called Prana defends us for a while, but that snake also cannot hold out forever. Sooner or later, it fails. And thinking of the mind, thinking of our desires and our attachments, we are reborn again. Again, we go through the same. Until one day, we have some satsang, we have the chance to meet a good person, like that Pandya Raja. And then, through Guru Kripa, we get darshan of the Avijnata Sakha. Avijnata means literally unknown, the one who has no name, that Paramatma, that we have not recognized, but who has walked with us through every janma, through all our sufferings and joys, through all our ignorance, through all our pain, through all our celebrations. He has always been there quietly in the background, watching, blessing us. He now stepped forward and he says, recognize me, I am your friend. No, I am you. We are one. Recognize your oneness with that Paramatma. Go beyond this body, go beyond this mind. Chuck this mind. This mind is what is making you desire things. Out of that desire, then the mind desires, so you feel I desire. And because I desire, I have to do things to attain those desires. And so you cause so much chaos in the world outside. You don't care who you hurt, who you kill, destroy in order to attain your desire. Stop it. Prachinabar, he said, I got the point. I will stop it. I'm going to the forest for meditation. Next door to his children, he also sat and he got. In fact, actually where he went? He went to Siddhbari. Literally, he went to Kapilashram, which is in Siddhbari. And there he got. Now, after their penance, the children of Prachina Barhi also came out, the Prachetasas. They had the darshan of Bhagavan. And then at Bhagavan's guidance, they married the daughter of the forest, Vanakanya. And they had a child. The child was Daksha. The same Daksha who fought with Lord Shiva. Now he was reborn again as a Daksha, the son of the Prachet. So his story will continue in Canto 5. Okay. With that, Canto 4 comes to a close. This last Puranjana Upakhyana explains in great detail the concept of mukti. But it's covered over 10-12 chapters, and it's very detailed and very, very profound. It's something that can be taken as a text in itself. More than that, it's something that we should read and contemplate upon for ourselves. It's not something to be told and explained. So, what is left to say? Yontah pravishya vachamimam prasuttam sanjeevayatyakila shakti dharasvadhamna anyanscha hasta charana shravanattvagati प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं येन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। गोपिका जीवन स्मरणं गोविंद गोविंद। Thank you very much.